Presiding Officer, to ask the Scottish Government what its response is to the recent Guardian ICM survey, which suggests that 69% of people in Scotland support a referendum on the final terms of Brexit.
Cabinet Secretary John Swinney.
Presiding Officer, the Guardian ICM survey provides further evidence that most voters in Scotland want to remain in the European Union. The Scottish Government recognises the arguments in favour of a second EU referendum, although it is not currently government policy. The Scottish Government believes it is vital that devolved administrations are involved in the negotiations by the UK with the European Union to ensure the interests of Scotland are protected.
Alex Cole-Hamilton.
I'm grateful for that answer. For 18 months, I have heard this government demand that the democratic will of nearly 70% of the people of this country be recognised in the conduct of Brexit negotiations. Yet this government is completely silent in representing the views of nearly 70% of Scots who now support a referendum on the final terms of a Brexit deal. Does the Cabinet Secretary accept that for every day which goes by when his government refuses to join calls for a referendum on the final deal, a day is lost in the efforts to offer the British people the opportunity to reverse one of the most calamitous decisions in the history of these islands?
John Swinney.
I agree with Mr Cole-Hamilton about the calamitous nature of the EU exit decision. What the Scottish Government is doing is working very hard to try to ensure that we are able to influence the decisions taken by the United Kingdom Government in this respect, in their negotiating position. And there's two important dimensions to that. The first has been the evidence and arguments that the Scottish Government has marshalled to support continued membership of the single market and the customs union, for which, in my opinion, there is an unanswerable case has been made by the Scottish Government, but which has been cast aside by the illogical decisions of the United Kingdom Government. And secondly, we have been trying to ensure the UK Government fulfils the commitments it made in the establishment of the Joint Ministerial Committee on European Negotiations, that the devolved administrations would be actively involved in the negotiations of the UK position. That has not happened, and indeed, today, UK ministers will be meeting to try to arrive at a final UK position, and the devolved administrations, not just the Scottish Government, but the devolved administrations as a whole, have not been involved in that process. So if the UK Government wants to be taken seriously about the conduct of these negotiations, they should respect the agreements that they have signed up to themselves and ensure that the devolved administrations are fully involved.
Thank you very much. That concludes portfolio.